What's up, guys? Welcome back to Maestro Vapes, all right? Today we are looking at the Sigelei 150 watt box, okay? This guy's got the Yeehee SX 330 chip in it, and it is a beast, okay? If you guys remember, I shot a video a little while ago comparing the Sigelei 100 watt, the original one, to the IPv3, and I ended up picking the Sigelei 100 watt. That I liked it a little bit better than the IPv3. And there were a few little things that I wanted to take from the IPv3 and put them into the Sigelei 100 to make a better box. Now, I think Sigelei has mastered that, put all of those into this one box, and it is fantastic, okay? So let's go in, we'll take a look at it, kind of explain how the board works a little bit and check it out, and then we'll come back and vape on it and talk a little bit more about it. All right, let's go in. All right, Sigelei 150 watt up close. This is the box that it comes in. Inside the box, you're going to find this little rubber sleeve, okay? This is basically a condom for your 150 watt. Says Sigelei.com on it. Says Sigelei on the other side, so there's some free advertising for them if you decide to use it. And it's actually really nice and grippy, so if you kind of drop your mod and stuff, it's nice to have this on. And it kind of changes the appearance of your mod as well, okay? But we should have gone to this first, but here it is, the box. Opening it up, has this little tab, says Sigelei on the side. Some writing on the back, right? Pull it open, and it's gonna have your mod in there typically. And it's also gonna have a market survey card. It's going to have an Osmosis distribution warranty card that's, you know, a warranty for 90 days, which is pretty funky of them. And it's going to have your user manual in it with all of the goodies and how it all works, okay? Not going to go super in-depth with this, but I just want to show you some of the differences between the old revision, all right? So now I've got this guy going here. Got a K-Fun, this is a version 4 K-Fun on here, and I think it's funky because I can fire this at 20 watts, be pretty happy with vaping this, or I could put like a 0.1 ohm dripper on this and vape it at like 130, okay, which is super cool. I dig the versatility of this box a lot, and it's looking a lot cleaner. You know, if you remember the video that I shot for the 100 watt versus the IPv3, I was kind of taking stuff from the IPv3 to the Sigelei to make the Sigelei better, and I would choose the Sigelei definitely. Now, they've done pretty much all of that stuff on this 150, and I dig this a lot more, okay? My personal opinion. It's got the beveled edge, so you see the little aluminum coming through there, little shiny, glossy aluminum, and it's on the black, okay? They got rid of those little swooshes that were on the Sigelei Plus that a lot of people didn't like. I didn't mind that look, but hey, they got rid of it. It's got a nice textured grip to it, so it's got something to hold on to as well. The bottom of it, tons of ventilation. So if you're looking at this, it's got little grates in it. The Sigelei 100 just had a couple pairs of holes that went through it. Now, I'm not sure if you could see inside there, but there's actually a series of 3 holes in each one of those slots, so there's adequate venting for your battery on this guy, okay? Looking at the screen, simple quadrant layout, okay? Very simple quadrant layout. It's nothing too crazy, but it's easy to read. Some people will think it's a little bit dull, but I find it kind of soothing to look at. You know, it's got everything you need on there. Got your battery life, it's got your resistance, got your wattage, and the voltage that it's putting to get that wattage, okay? Pretty funky stuff. Up and down so you could adjust your wattage. The screen on this one seems to be a lot brighter than my original Sigelei. A lot brighter. It's also a little less blue. It's not as royal blue, and it's just a little more, you know, turquoisey almost, you know? But it does go up to 150. It skyrockets up there pretty quick. Does not round robin. And you could take this thing down to 10 watts if we can get to it, okay? 10 watts it goes down to. It'll fire from 0.1 up to 3 ohms, okay? And I dig the versatility. Like, I can put the K-Fun on here, rock this, or put my 0.1 ohm dripper and rock that, and it's just a decent box. Now, if I were going to vape this K-Fun all day, I would get a day and a half out of this battery, but when I'm vaping stuff that's around 0.1, 0.2 ohms, I can almost get a full day. So the battery life on this is decent, okay? Back door of this thing opens up. Strong magnets. There's no more screws like the 100 watt had. It's got 4 magnets in it now holding this thing together. Really simple layout inside. Just shows you the orientation that your battery should go in. Always keep them in pairs, okay? I always rock, same batteries. I have a 910, I have a 1 and a 2. I've got, pair of Samsungs that always go in, and that's just the way that it is, okay? Now, I saw this somewhere else where if you want to see if the chipset is authentic Yeehee chip, that you could take out one of these batteries. Let's see here. Put it back in, and it'll tell you what the chipset is. So it'll say Yeehee SX330 V7.4. And all I was doing there was holding down the button as I pulled it out and back in, held down the button, and it showed me what the chip was. Okay, pretty funky trick, actually. I forget where I saw that. Putting that back on there. Simple, right? Okay, now one more thing. 510 connection, right? Want to check that out. A lot of people had problems. Little juicy here. Now, a lot of people had problems with the 100 watt because they had wandering ohm syndrome. And the reason why that was you had to adjust manually your 510 connection, okay? Now, they've done away with that screw down, and it's spring-loaded. So you just screw on your atomizers, bam, you're off to the races. All right, pretty cool. I actually didn't have problems with mine. I just set it to a certain height that was pretty good for all of my atomizers and never had problems with the 100 watt I was using at all. There is little cutouts in here, airflow cutouts. So if you do have bottom airflow stuff, you can utilize it on here. All right, and that's it. Let's put the rubber on here and check it out. Let's pull it on. Slides on and slides over, makes it a little bulkier, kind of like a case for your phone, and it actually makes it look kind of like a different mod altogether. I kind of dig it with this. I put this on all the time, and I think it's just really cool looking, man. Really, really cool looking. Let's say you want to put your 0.1 ohm dripper on here, just leaking all over the place right now. For some reason, when I have box mods, I just over drip for some reason, just make a mess of it, but that's me. Oh yeah, I pulled the battery out, right? Sigelei kicks on. 10 watts is not going to do much on this 0.14 ohm build. It's giving it 1.3 volts. But I'll usually take it up somewhere around 100 to 130, and I'm pretty happy with it, 101, we're pushing 4.2 volts. Decent vapes, all right? Let's take it out and have one, shall we? Thanks for checking it out. All right, so I actually switched out the tank. I put on the K-Fun just because I dig the versatility of this. I could fire 0.1, 0.2 ohm loads on this, and then take my 0.77 ohm build that I put on my K-Fun single coil and fire them too. Just change the wattage around, and it's a versatile little unit. And it's easy. The screen layout is really nice and easy, and this rubberized grippy sleeve, I really dig. Like, I'll swap out my batteries in this thing and then just put this guy on there and vape it pretty much all day. Now, if I've been vaping stuff that's around 0.1 ohms, I would probably get a solid 10 hours of vape time out of it. So in a 24-hour period, I'm usually going through 2 sets of batteries. So 4 18650s to rock at that lower resistance. And I'm usually vaping it at, 120 watts. So I'm putting it through its paces. I've been rocking this box pretty hard. But if I did put the Cave one on with a 0.7 ohm single coil, I'm sure I could get a solid day, and for sure probably a day and a half of use out of the batteries. So it's excellent. The venting on it is solid. Just everything that the Sigelei 100 watt didn't have that the IPv3 did have. And if I could have taken all those things and put it into a box, it actually becomes this, all right? Which is very, very cool. Now, one thing that I could nitpick at is the buttons. Like, they feel kind of plasticky, and when you see them, they look plasticky. Like, they just do, and I showed it to a friend of mine, and he's like, oh, plastic buttons, I'm not with it. And it's like, no, they're actually steel. Like, they actually are steel. But I do dig that they got rid of the rounding and flattened out the firing button, which is pretty cool. So, whatever, I guess I can't nitpick that too hard. Overall, great, great box. I want to thank the guys at Dash Vapes for sending this on my way to check out. I dig it a lot. Thank you guys. Check out their website. Super cool dudes over there, and they got a ton of cool stuff. I can't shout them out enough. All right? And Shy, if you're watching this right now, I'm not giving it back. I'm keeping it. Sorry, dude. I dig it. I'm keeping it. You can't have it back, man. So there's that. There is some error codes that might pop up on this. If you don't have an atomizer, it's going to come up with a check atomizer, or if you have a short, it could come up with check atomizer as well. I've also seen low resistance. So if I try and put a 0.09, 0.08 ohm load on it, it's not going to fire it. Okay, it's just going to say low resistance. Okay, it does have reverse battery protection in this, as well as low voltage protection. So your batteries are not going to fire it, right? So check batteries will come up. Short circuit protection, the reverse polarity protection. I believe it has a high temperature warning on it. So if it is getting really hot for whatever reason, you're rocking really low builds on it, it's going to give you a warning, but I have not seen that yet. And I've rocked it as low as I possibly could and hammering it out pretty hard. Okay? Now, that's it. Sigelei, 150 watt. Not much more I could say about it. It's decent. And for just over $100, most vendors, it's, just over $100. You really, truly can't go wrong. But the one thing that kind of irritates the shit out of me is that there's been 3 revisions of it since just like a few months ago. Like the Sigelei 100 watt didn't come out that long ago, and then people nitpicked that thing to death. So they came out with the Sigelei Plus, and then everyone's like, I don't like the swoosh on it. The swoosh looks stupid. I don't dig it. It just doesn't feel right, whatever. So they got rid of it. Now there's a Sigelei 150 watt to compete with the IPv3. Now, I think it's kind of cheesy, like stuff like that, just moving super quick, kind of drives me nuts. But whatever, there are people out there right now vaping a Sigelei 100 watt, pretty happy with it, watching this video going, fuck, man, I just missed out on that. Like, and that shit kind of sucks, but whatever. What are you going to do? Vape what you got and be happy with it, or sell your 100 watt to somebody and buy one of these, like, there's a place for everything, right? But I really, truly do dig it, and Shy, you are not getting this back, man. Not getting it back. But that's it. That's all I got, my friends. I'm going to take it out. Remember, guys, butt out, vape up, and breathe easy. Know your limits and vape within it. And you, my friend, you right there, are going to have a stellar day. All right? Thanks for chilling out with me. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Rudy, why you gotta knock the camera over, man? What's up with that? It was taking me a long time to get a haul anyway, and then the cat comes and smashes into the tripod. Now you're all like super far away. Have another pull, all right? We'll take it out. Thanks, Rocky.